What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Tyler Courtney and the incredible start to the season in 2024 that he is having. Now, if you're not familiar or you don't really know, Tyler Courtney, full-time driver with High Limit Racing here in 2024, and he's ran 15 races so far this season. 14 of those races have resulted in top 10 finishes, 10 of them in top fives, and so far in just 15 races, he has made over $90,000 in earnings, and that is just with the race purses alone. That's not with any bonuses. That's not with merchandise or anything like that. And he is now the points leader with High Limit Racing. So today I wanted to look at his year so far in 2024 and go over the numbers, because in my opinion, I work for High Limit Racing, but I'm not going to sit here and say that he's the best because he races for High Limit or whatever. I personally believe that right now he is the best car and driver in the country when it comes to sprint car racing, and I think that these numbers right here will prove it. He has ran with both the World of Outlaws and High Limit as well, obviously, and that's something that sets him apart a little bit from maybe a David Gravel, who has been very good over there with the Outlaws. He currently leads the points on that side of things. But with Tyler Courtney, he's ran both the Outlaws and he's ran with High Limit. And, I think that's important because right now, I would say that it might be tougher to win a World of Outlaws race, but in my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of people, is that it is tougher to run top 10 against High Limit because the field is just so deep. So let's look at the races race by race here. The ones written in blue is a World of Outlaws race. The ones written in red are High Limit events. So let's start it off here. So Tyler Courtney started the year off with the World of Outlaws, and that was at Volusia Speedway Park for 4 races. The first race out, he started second and he finished second. So a great start to the season for him there. Then the next night at Volusia Speedway Park, he started 7th in that race and finished in the 10th position. The third night out, he started 3rd and was able to make a last lap pass for the win on Rico Abreu to score the win, just his 3rd night out of the season. Now the next night, he started 9th and he finished in the 10th position at Volusia. And finally, there would be no more Volusia races for him, and it would be the first race of the season with High Limit Racing. Coming into the season, I had predicted that Tyler Courtney would finish around 4th or 3rd in the overall point standings with quite a few wins under his belt. And so when the first race came around at East Bay and he started 16th and finished 13th in that feature, I was a little bit worried, right? I was like, man, maybe I kind of overhyped him a little bit. 13th place to start the year out after being so good the last couple of seasons with the All-Stars and having good runs at Volusia and things like that. It was a tough way to start the season, but quickly, he turned that around and shut us all up. So then the second night at East Bay, he comes out, he starts 2nd in the feature, and he's able to get the victory there. First win of the season with High Limit Racing. He already has a win, obviously, over here with the Outlaws, so that's 2 wins to start the year for him. Then Golden Mile Speedway in Georgia, he starts on the pole, and he wins that race as well for back-to-back victories with High Limit Racing. The next night, it looks like he's going to go 3 in a row, but he does not. He finishes 2nd in that feature after starting on the pole and leading a couple laps there at Golden Mile Speedway as well. So a pretty darn good start to the year with High Limit. A 13th, a first, and a 2nd, okay? Then he takes quite a number of weeks off between Golden Miles and Texas Motor Speedway. It was a 6-week break for High Limit. Tyler Courtney takes a majority of that time off, comes back the week before Texas and runs with the World of Outlaws. He runs at US 36 Raceway. He starts on the pole and he finishes in the 5th position. Pretty good for a guy that had taken 4 or so weeks off. Then the next night at Arrowhead Raceway, a decent night. He starts in the 12th position, he comes home 9th, and is once again inside of the top 10. Then we move on to Texas Motor Speedway on the right side of the board. He starts 3rd in that feature and finishes in 2nd after leading a couple of laps in that main event. RPM Speedway in Crandall, Texas, he starts 12th, so you're thinking, okay, this guy, he's probably going to run maybe around 10th or so. He makes a good run out of it. He finishes in the 7th position after starting, a little bit farther back in the field. But it gets a little bit more impressive here as we keep on going. Red Dirt Raceway, the first week of the Midweek Money Series with High Limit, he starts in the 3rd position and he finishes in 2nd. Then at Southern Oklahoma, he starts in the 12th position at a racetrack he had never been to before. and he goes through the field to finish in the second position on a track that towards the end ended up taking rubber. And I mean, he was still able to make it past some really fast cars, and shows just how good that car is, able to move forward in the feature a considerable amount of positions. 12th to second is definitely very good, but it gets even crazier. Last night at the Salina High Bank Speedway, he starts back in 20th after having a poor qualifying effort. He finished dead last in the heat race. He had to come out of the B main. He started 20th in the feature and drove all the way up into the 5th position. And at one point in time, he was even running in 4th and was closing in on the 3rd place position. So Tyler Courtney, he has shown that if he starts up front, he can finish up front. But even if he starts in the mid-pack or even at the tail end of the field, like we saw at Salina, he will still somehow find a way to get that car into the top 10 and more often than not inside of the top 5. And that is why right now he has a pretty big gap in the points lead with High Limit right now. And he has just been extremely good, no matter it's with the Outlaws or with High Limit. Between the different formats, it does not matter. He's got it figured out right now. His average starting position for features so far this year is 7.0, and his average finish is 4.73. That's pretty darn good. 4.73, those are numbers that you hear for a guy when, at the end of the season, that's usually the average finish that you see for a guy that wins a championship, whether that's with the All-Stars, whether that's with the Outlaws, or maybe even with High Limit this year. I think that number, if he does win the championship, will back up a little bit to maybe 5.5 or 6. But that is an incredible number to start off the year so far with 15 races in. And he has led 86 laps in 15 races. I want to say we've had 9 races so far with High Limit, and he has led in 6 of them. 5 or 6 of those races he has led laps in so far. So I just think right now it was worth making a video for. He has just been lights out all year long. He had that one little hiccup at Salina where qualifying in the heat race didn't go very well. It was his first time at that racetrack trying to figure it out. It's a little intimidating, but by the time the feature rolled around, it looked like he'd been there a million times, right? So right now, I think that Tyler Courtney is the best sprint car driver in the country. If you count, all the drivers with High Limit, all the drivers with the Outlaws, all the drivers in Central Pennsylvania and in California and Ohio, all that stuff. Tyler Courtney is the guy right now, and he is definitely putting up one hell of a challenge for Brad Sweet in this High Limit Championship. And it's been fun to watch so far. This guy has been really, really exciting and very, very consistent. So do you think I'm wrong? Let me know down in the comment section below. Who do you think is the best driver right now in sprint car racing? In my opinion, it is Tyler Courtney. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this, if this is your first time checking out the channel, we do videos like this all the time, albeit we normally aren't inside of a hotel room. We are on the road with High Limit Racing. So usually we are at home, but we're doing it from the road right now. So appreciate you guys checking out the channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. It is free. The like button also is free. Comment down below, who do you think is the best driver right now early on in 2024? And if you want to be a channel member, we'll get you a shout out here on our whiteboard. Thank you guys so much for the support. We'll see you in the next video. We'll do a race preview for Riverside International Speedway coming up on Tuesday night with High Limit Racing for the second race of the Midweek Money Series. Appreciate the support. We'll see you in the next one.